Hey everybody, welcome to today's video. Today I'm just going to go over the Chapter 13 timeline. I know there's always concerns about that timeline, but don't worry about it. I'm going to explain the process to you so you feel more comfortable with what's going forward. Okay, so there's no doubt we start with the basics, right? We're going to file the petition. The petition will be filed with the clerk of courts. It can be done online, whether you do it yourself or you do it with through a bankruptcy lawyer. But more importantly, let's talk about the automatic stay here for a second. The automatic stay, remember, stops most lawsuits from moving forward. And so this applies also to a co-borrower or co-debtor. So suppose that you're a co-debtor, you're just helping out someone, you got them credit. I know it affects your credit as well. But if they filed for bankruptcy, in the meantime, they cannot do a lawsuit on you. The automatic stay will extend the entire time period of the 36 to 60 months that's given when you file Chapter 13. The downside, if that individual that you were helping out, to get a car, or whatever, no longer owes the money on the car payments, they surrendered the car. Now the problem is it's your debt. But if they caught up with it, you're going to take a hit on your credit score, but at least you don't have to worry about filing for bankruptcy or any other lawsuits. Now, I put this here, suggestion of filing, because it's important to understand that when you file Chapter 13, it's not like everything stops magically. It will once the creditors receive notice. But if you're getting sued in state court, you should file what's called a suggestion of bankruptcy to let them know that bankruptcy was filed. Now, I do have a blog post on that, and I'll go ahead and I'll post it. I'll post it there. If you hear, that's my dog walking around on the wood floor. She loves moving around when I do the videos. If I'm quiet, she stays lying down forever. It doesn't work that way when it comes to the videos. What can I do? Maybe she doesn't want me to do videos, but I'll put the link so you can see the suggestion of bankruptcy. Click that and it'll go through the process of what you have to do in order to file something in state court to protect yourself, right? So we got this, the petition is filed, the automatic stay kicks in, and you also have to take that extra step of going forward with the suggestion of bankruptcy to protect yourself. Now, what happens moving forward? Well, the 341 meeting, and I've written about that plenty of times on my blog. We'll go over that. It's in my blog as well. I'll post a link just for that, just to focus on that. But I want you to understand that the 341 meeting also applies in Chapter 13 cases. Now, here's the problem that I see when people file on their own. And I will tell you this. I know you're trying to save money. You're going through some difficult times. But I prefer you don't file Chapter 13 without a lawyer. And the reason why is very simple. Something like 2 or 3% of the cases are successful. Chapter 13 is extremely complicated. On a simple Chapter 7 case, you might be able to get away with it, but not with Chapter 13. So get a lawyer, work out a payment plan. They can put their attorney's fees in the plan so you can save money and not have to come up with all that money at once. All right. But here's the problem that I see. Your first payment is due. I know your case hasn't been approved. You just filed, but your first payment is due within 30 days, whether the 341 meeting is scheduled or not within that time frame. Maybe it's the 31st day, landed on a holiday, let's say. But make sure your payments are due. If not, the trustee is going to recommend a dismissal. You can bring it up current during that time frame, but you just don't want to go there. You're going to have to make that payment to get through to the next time, to the next show, to the next step, which is going to be now the confirmation hearing. And this is where I see a lot of confusion with the confirmation hearing. First, understand right here, it's common to have multiple confirmation hearings. Doesn't mean your lawyer did a bad job. Doesn't mean there's something going wrong with your case. It's just a lot of things could change. So we're going to start right here. Let's start with the creditors, right? What if you filed a claim and you say your credit card company, you owe $3,000, but they filed an objection saying it's not $300 because when you filed the bankruptcy, it was after the billing period, etc. You owe $3,200. You have to adjust the plan. So maybe your lawyer put in a plan, I'll make up a number, $100, but that's for $3,000. It might be $105 now. So the plan might have to change, and that's common. So don't freak out about that. That's okay. Creditors have the time to file an objection. There could be other reasons as well. For example, maybe you have to file additional motions and you haven't been able to get to the confirmation hearing because you're doing what's called a cram down or a lien strip. I'm going to post links again. So I'm giving you guys a lot of homework. Remember, I'm the professor here, so I'm giving you a lot of homework, a lot of links to review, but it's going to give you the full picture when it comes to Chapter 13. So cram down, very simple. I've always said this. The cram down means you're reducing the value of your car to what you actually owe. So maybe you owe 20, but the car's only worth 10. You're going to reduce the 20 to the 10. That requires a motion. So when that motion gets filed and the judge says, yeah, guess what? That changes the plans again. I don't have my normal pen here. I got to do it with the mouse, so excuse ugly arrow. But that means changing the numbers again. So the numbers might adjust, constantly over 2, 3, 4 times. You might have multiple confirmation hearings. Doesn't matter. Doesn't mean the case isn't going to get confirmed. Doesn't mean that there's something going wrong with your case. But here's the important part. And you know what? As a matter of fact, let's do this in red. You need to continue making the payments. I know the first payment plan was for $100. Turns out there was an objection. You owe $3,200, not $3,000. Great, but you have to now make the next payment at $105. What happened? Another creditor. Maybe you weren't 3 months behind in your mortgage. You were 4 months. We got to adjust it again. Let's say we go up to 150, but then we get this cram down approved, and then all of a sudden the numbers change again and they go down lower. So just keep that in mind. Don't freak out that you've had 3, 4, 5 confirmation hearings. I don't care if you've had 8. As long as you're continuing to make those payments, everything will be good. Everything will get adjusted accordingly. So don't worry about your lawyer. I get a lot of times clients saying, hey, my lawyer filed Chapter 13, or I get emails from some of you reaching out to me, and this is the 4th confirmation hearing. Doesn't matter. The numbers adjust. Your lawyer hasn't done anything wrong. He's just trying to get that exact number, get everybody on the same page, and then we can finally get the plan approved. Once the plan is approved, then you're done. You're going to continue making those payments. Not forever. The following year, the trustee is going to ask for your tax refunds and proof of income and bank statements again. And they might find out that instead of making $40,000 like you did the first year, you now made $55,000. What does that mean? Well, it means more money, right? You have to pay. You have to pay the difference. You're going to have to put more into the plan. If you made less, likewise, the plan will go down. As long as the new plan is enough to make, to pay the creditors what they are owed. All right. Now, as always, for those of you that are paralegal students, you're using my textbook in your courses, I got good news for you. Remember, I lost a whole month because of COVID and Hurricane Helene for 13 days, no power. So it was 2 weeks of COVID, 2 weeks of Hurricane Helene, and then trying to catch up with the university and everything else. I literally did not do a new blog post for a month. I started doing little videos here and there on YouTube just because it was easier for me, but I disappeared for a month. But now you know why. If you haven't been paying attention, follow me on social media. You can find out what's going on. You can get the lowdown. But here's the good news. I kept promising that I was going to make PowerPoints to explain all the different chapters in the textbook, and I'm going to create a whole new set of blog posts and videos just for you that are using my textbook. And guess what? I've done 2. I know, not earth rattling, the earth isn't shaking, but 2 is better than 0, right? I would have had more. So today, let me see, maybe I'll squeeze out another one today. I'm trying to do 1 per day and then just start doing all the videos. I know many of you are already in the fall term, but for those of you in the spring term, I expect to have all that done so you can have, besides the PowerPoints that the publisher, Routledge Publishing, provides. I have made those PowerPoints myself. I want to elaborate on that and get into the weeds on the videos as well as with the PowerPoints. It's not the same PowerPoints. I've adjusted them so that they're different and they talk about the same issues per chapter, but just different angles. All right. But likewise, if you're a paralegal or you're looking to file for bankruptcy, feel more than free to jump in here in the comment section below and leave a comment. I'll be more than happy to respond to all of you. All right. Take care, everyone. Have a good rest of your week, and I'll see you at the next video.